Oh,
All right, we are in, and as expected, here is the setup. Artemis from Tebble and Freya from D1.
this should be a slobber knocker.
I bet that Freya is going to get kicked like a government mule.
By God.
This is definitely also going to be some vintage Tebble here.
I completely agree. I wouldn't be surprised if Tebble, with his skill set, breaks D1 right in half.
My God! Why D1? Why?
I was just like, how far can we take this? How long can it go on?
I was going to make a Jeff Harvey reference, too. I wasn't even going to go with anyone good. I was immediately going to go to Mike Adamle.
Mike Adamle. I was on American Gladiators once. I'm important. No, you're not.
Give me a job on Monday Night Raw after I sucked at ECW.
And Tebble in the chat is Sonbrony, I believe. So 90 seconds. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think their builds are going to be hardly any different at all. Tebble doesn't seem to change up his strategy based on who he's playing against or what kind of god he's playing against. He generally has one build for his gods.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much counter build here from Tebble. He's probably just going to go start off early, try to get that Devourer's Glove, get the stacks up, and just start going from there. John, on the other hand, may see a similar build to what we saw last time, where he'll pick up his boots early on, try to get that cooldown reduction, and then cap it off with a Breastplate of Hour to try to get that 40% and a little extra protection there, and he may just go from there. The difference here, though, is that Tebble as Artemis has a very, very strong harass in that rain of arrows. So John may be very smart to pick up some health potions or some form of health rejuvenation in this fight to make sure that he can stay in lane longer, because his Freya does have that very weak early game, and one thing you can't do with Tebble is let him get an early lead and let him start snowballing.
Especially with how squishy Freya is. I definitely think we're going to see a Breastplate of Valor in play here. I don't think he's going to go 2 defense items. D1 generally doesn't. But I think that Breastplate of Valor is definitely going to be that cooldown item for him rather than anything else.
Yeah, we'll most likely see that cooldown reduction, unless John says, fuck it, YOLO, I'm going to kill you before you kill me, and then just tries to go all-out damage as soon as possible. Though I'd imagine he's going to want to pick up that Breastplate of Valor to get that 40% so he can have that radiate on that 2-second cooldown or whatever it is, like he did last round. All right, and we should be synced then, and the match is ready to go.
It's kind of a bit ridiculous, like 3 minutes to wait and then a minute and a half before the match actually starts once you're in.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. Well, John is actually starting off with the level 2 of that Breastplate of Valor, so he's actually going to be rushing that right off the bat, which may not be a bad idea. Tebble on the other end, starting with Death Toll, level 1 of boots, picks up Meditation and a couple of multi-pots, actually just one multi-pot, and D1 smart to actually pick up beads as a counter to Artemis. Anytime she tries to go in for that boar, you just pop the beads and stay in the fight.
Tebble ran straight into lane, likely to put down as many traps as he can before D1 shows up.
And there John is. He's jumping around over at tower, being a fool of himself. Tebble, meanwhile, is doing his normal setup of trap ambushes here in mid lane.
For you, I am not.
There it is, and that is going to be a little bit of a difficulty for John to contend with, because he's all focused on his basic attacks. He's going to need to be chasing, and Tebble can make that difficult by basically weaving a path through his traps. And once he gets snared, that's going to set up a difficult situation for him, because Tebble can just start chunking him down instead. D1 is in a bit of a difficult position because, unlike I think some of his other opponents, I think Tebble, on the other hand, won't be going on the defensive as much, and that's where D1 and his Freya build really seem to take advantage of things.
Absolutely. Tebble is a very, very aggressive player. He always uses that harass whenever it is up. He's very pushy, a little bit on the greedy side sometimes, but he's very much, as you said, not a defensive player.
Are you getting any kind of sync issues right now?
No.
Okay, my entire game rewound for me. Alright, I seem to be back up.
46, 47? Stasis mode.
Yeah, about that. Oh my god. Is it seriously desyncing for us again? If this doesn't come back, can you spectate individually? And then we'll just try to sync it up as much as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's some kind of sync between us isn't working. It kind of sucks to have in like the final match of the game. Well, somewhat final.
Like, we're still talking, so both our internets are just perfectly fine. There's no reason this should be happening.
Yeah, this is just, for some reason, SMITE's netcoding right now. I almost wonder if it might be because a lot of people are trying to spectate this game as well, because we have a lot of people in the chat. I don't know if that has any factor to play in this as well. Oh, we got a little bit of movement.
Oh. Okay. 53, 54.
Yeah, that's where I am too. It's a little start and stop, but I suppose it will do. We are seeing Tebble there to take the advantage, using his rain of arrows, trying to take down D1 as much as possible. John to about half health. Thankfully, though, Freya's got that passive lifesteal from her passive, so she's going to be able to stay in lane a little bit longer, but he's still going to look to have to retreat relatively early on here.
According to the chat room, the spectator mode is having an issue tonight.
Oh, lovely. John's trying to make some push. I imagine he's trying to kind of stay in lane as much as possible so that once he goes back, he can get that full level breastplate of valor. Doesn't have to wait for that, because I know that's such a crucial item for him right now. He's going to take this guy. He's trying to chase Tebble off. Manages to land 2 of the shots. Tebble goes for the arrows. Doesn't hit because it was landing. He still had the vulnerability to him. But he does manage to do a little bit of damage to Tebble. Not too much, though, as Tebble looks to keep pushing now. John's got to head back. Hopefully pick up that full breastplate of valor and head back into lane.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Looks like he's having to wait for it because he doesn't have it yet.
Oh no, he's actually going to be going level 2 of boots, kind of forgo with that entirely. So he's going to go back in the lane, and then I imagine try to save up enough money from being back in the lane to try to finish off both items at once. But in the meantime, Tebble is just pushing outright here. Don't think he's popped his meditation. He's low on mana right now, so if he gets into a fight, he could be in a little bit of a dangerous situation. John with the banish doesn't get to do a whole lot there, and now he's going to use his radiate to try to push down the wave.
Your middle tower is under attack.
D1 taunting Tebble.
There's no fear from D1's eyes right now. He's going right back into us, using that pulse, try to clear down the wave as much as possible. This is in that slow point for Freya still, so I don't think he should be too concerned about the way things are going. He's actually been very good at dodging Tebble's rain of arrows. He's not been getting hit with very many of those shots. Now it looks like he's trying to go in, misses the banish, and gonna sit back here, but he needs to be careful about that middle of the lane where all of those traps are.
Yeah, those traps are strategically put, so Tebble really seems to know what he's doing. One wrong step from D1, and he's going to be in a trap, and he is going to be nuked.
John is going in for that, pops his bead, so it's a little too late. Now he's basically going to have to use the to the skies as an escape. John unfortunately didn't choose to activate the beads preemptively, so he still got hit with the stun, which caused him to take a little bit of extra damage there. And those beads are going to be down for quite a while now. Even if you upgrade the beads fully, they go off the cooldown from when they were used. So he's going to be at, I think it's about a 3-minute cooldown for that. So a little bit of a dangerous area for him to be in. He's going to be vulnerable to another ult.
Yes, first level of beads has a cooldown of 180 seconds, so D1 really needs to worry about Tebble's ult with that boar. With a 90-second cooldown, it's gonna be rough on him if he gets hit.
Your middle tower.
And on the other hand, we are seeing Tebble has picked up, excuse me, full Devourer's Glove and is already pushing down on tower as John is distracted with the speed camp. That tower is about half health, going lower, going to about 25%. I don't think he's going to be able to take it, but he is definitely taking a lot of damage into it. John's now going for the kill, gets it with the rain of arrows, going for a couple of pulses. Tebble does not have his ult back up. Tebble's going to run into that landmine of traps, and it looks like they're both going to disengage just a little bit.
Ooh.
Looks like John's trying to go with the security of that speed buff to kind of give him that attack speed in lieu of picking up a Fatalis for a little bit. Gets in, gets it with another rain of arrows, gets pegged with another auto attack. He's kind of in a dangerous position right now. He can beat up a little bit off of that lifesteal. Goes to the boar is away from it. Goes in for the ult. Tebble is taking damage. John's going in, misses the rain of arrows, gets caught in the trap. Oh! He's gonna go one way, and John gets the first kill. Can he get away from the minions? No!
Oh no! The minions coming back to chip D1 away after the kill. Oh man!
That was incredible. Everything that possibly was set for it happened all at once. But the big difference, though, is that D1 did get the first kill, so that little extra first blood money did go into his pocket, which is going to help him kind of even out a little bit of the gold disparagement that's happening. Temple's going to pick up that full Warriors Tabby, whereas John's picking up that level 2 of Fatalis, and it looks like he's going to be going to pick up a red buff. Now, if he's doing that, he's essentially sacrificing his tower. He is not going to be able to get that red buff and stop Tebble from taking the tower. So this is actually going to be a big gold swing in favor of Tebble and going to put the pressure back down against D1.
Has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
D1 looking to go up mid lane to sneak around. Tebble has no idea.
D1 does have his ult up. He's going in. Tebble takes a tower shot, gets the banish. John's going in, landing his radiates. There goes the boar. Goes in with the ult. Misses most of his shots. Gets that last one. Has his radiate up. Has the empowered strikes. Tebble is stuck right now. Uses that 2 for the movement speed, and he may get away. John's catching up right after. He's got that ready back up. If he can hit with that, gets the banish and goes for the kill. D1 with another kill.
D1, an impressive showing, knowing Freya through and through, knowing exactly what he could do to pick up Artemis. Man.
Very impressive job from D1 right there. He is definitely showing that as feared as Tebble is, as much as everyone says, oh, Tebble, he's too strong, windful, he's already gotten it. D1 is a goddamn amazing Freya when he wants to be. So he's definitely shown that, sometimes he's the one you need to be afraid of. Going back in, dealt a little bit of damage to the tower, running away now as Tebble comes to clean up that damage at the tower. And John looks like he's going to head back into base. Tebble has picked up that second level of the balance blade. Ooh, Tebble's right behind John, manages to get away, but looks like that's probably going to be going to Quinn size as John picks up the full hastened Fatalis. Gets a full level of purification bead, so those are going to be up every minute and a half now, which is a big deal for him as Tebble sets up more traps around that Phoenix.
Tebble taunting D1.
That's a dangerous area. Now Tebble's gonna get hit. Gets stabbed with the boar. John is going in for the damage. His ult is up. There we go. To the skies. Laying down that damage on Tebble. Tebble just manages to get away. John with the irradiate. There we go. John with another kill.
D1. Oh my goodness. He is surprising me. He is just outplaying Tebble just enough where he is able to get these kills and prevent Tebble from really getting a solid build on him. I haven't seen it this tournament.
Tebble just has no real way to counter it. And he throws down his board. John either has his beats up or he has that take to the skies already up.
Your middle tower
And now the tower pressure comes on. John unfortunately picked up a little bit of power aggro there, so he's going to have to come back in a little bit lower, but Tebble is now coming up behind him. He's going to have to back away or he's going to die.
D1 making a hasty retreat.
The only shame to this right now is that even... The unfortunate part is that even though John has picked up 2 very advantageous kills right now, he from it, but he is getting the money. He does have about a 300 gold advantage now. If he can get that build up, he is going to be very difficult to mess with. The Tebble, every time he comes back, he pushes so hard. Already, minions at John's Phoenix. We're going to keep seeing this encounter play out. The encounter, the battle at the Phoenix, where John's going to go in, and we're going to see an encounter between these two. Different time this one. Oh, there we go. John with the beads. Going in with his 2. Managed to land the irradiates. And he goes in. Basic attack takes him down. And this time, John's at full health.
D1's going to be able to make the push to that tower if he can get these creeps down quick enough. And that tower should go down.
Tebble is down for about another 24 seconds. Tebble actually picked up Executioner. That is a very interesting choice, trying to kind of shred through that physical protection that John's going to be getting for the Breastplate of Valor.
middle tower is under attack.
And there we go, laying down the damage on that. Unfortunately, minions are not going to be enough. John is maybe going to have to back away from this. He may not be able to get the tower this run through. If he can clear down these minion waves, he may be able to get it. Tebble is up now. He's going to be rushing as quickly as he can to get back towards tower. We are seeing the damage come down. That tower... Oh, John's not going to be able to get it. It is a couple shots away from going down.
Man, this game has you on the edge of your seat. D1, a surprising showing so far. Tebble at a disadvantage of 1 level.
John's heading back, probably going to pick up a full level of Gem of Isolation. Oh, actually going with the Warlock Sash. Bit of an interesting choice considering the level that the game is at the moment. Now, Tebble was actually chunking down the Phoenix at about half health. Goes for the bash, misses with that. Going in for that damage, skin. Oh, landing quite a few. To the skies. There it is. D1 with another kill of Tebble. He needs to make a push back from this. He needs to keep things in his favor, because the unfortunate fact of this is that Tebble, even though he's dying, is still able to make a lot of impact. The tower is going to go down. Can he turn this into a little bit of a push on the Phoenix? He's got about 15 seconds left before Tebble is up.
Could probably do a decent amount of damage to the Phoenix with these creeps.
Your middle Phoenix is under attack.
Goes a little bit of damage in, not a whole lot. He's just going to have the face take it a little bit and now run away. He's putting a little bit of damage in on that Phoenix. Looks like he may try to grab a mana buff. But an interesting choice. He's already at max cooldown reduction. I think at this point he might be more benefit to picking up the attack buff. But he is going to pick that up, get a little bit of extra mana regeneration, and now head back as Tebble looks to push the lane.
Oh, Freya's going to be coming in from the side.
He does have... Skies Tebble misses the banish, going in with that radiate combo. Tebble is doing some damage, but not able to chunk through. Artemis is low, or rather Freya is low. To the skies, Artemis very low. Whoever lands this next basic attack, John goes down. John's going to be down for 40 seconds. This is going to be a Phoenix and maybe more.
Tebble, just such a skilled player, even with the level disadvantage of 2, even with, it's about 500 gold. Oh no, Tebble's going to be going back.
Tebble's going to head back. He's got a little extra money now. Going to be picking up what looks to be leading into probably a Deathbringer, I imagine. John, on the other hand, is picking up that goal and going into it. This very back and forth match in that regard of, even though D1's getting most of the kills, all the push is coming from Tebble with that Artemis. She's able to just chunk down the objective so quickly. So John's come back into this. He needs to get those kills. He needs Tebble on these long death timers that he's able to make the push that in, you know, a couple of 40 seconds as to what Tebble can maybe do in 20. Now we're seeing John go right into us. He's going right past, manages to catch the bandage, going right in for that damage. Misses a couple auto attacks. The both of these guys are just going right into it. John's catching the aggro from that, going in for the two of the skies, misses about 3 of those, gets hit, gets out of the stun, going in for the kill on that, picks up the kill on Artemis.
D1 taking care of the fire creeps, eating up that trap that Artemis had laid. Artemis still down for another 20 seconds. He can't really push anymore with that time, but he's going to have to take care of the fire creeps, which should give him a decent amount of gold to work with and maybe work on a last item.
He does. He actually has picked up the height of the Nemean line. He is going. That's interesting. He was building into something else, deleted it entirely to pick that up. Seeing some counter build here. Looks like he's going to try to make it that he can win every exchange these two get into. We're actually seeing Tebble go with Rage. He's going to try to basically make it that he's going to be constantly getting those crits off of that passive, and because of that ability of the Rage. But right now, John's in a difficult position. He's about half health. He really needs to get into this fight with full health to make sure he can come out victorious.
I think that's his plan. He's running back to his fountain to finish getting his full health back, while Tebble charges forward with the fire creeps.
You're seeing that though, how quickly Tebble is able to completely turn the push all the way back around. Now the minions are going to be coming in towards the Titan. John has to react. He's shopping right now, getting back into the fight, going for a banish, misses it, gets caught in a trap, gets hit with a rain of arrows, but that barely even tickles D1 at this point. He's going in. Looks like he's going in for a kill. Lands the banish, got a radiate down, going for that damage. Out comes the boar. Not even there. John takes the skies, doesn't manage to get a lot of hits out of it. The boar comes in with the stun. D1 now with the irradiate back again. Tebble's healed up off of minions. These two are about half health both.
Your middle Phoenix is under attack.
Oh, the Phoenix is up! The Phoenix with the assist!
Oh man, D1 could not have gotten any luckier there.
Enemy Phoenix.
That was big. Tebble's going to be down at another 30 seconds now, a little longer, as John is getting back into this. He needs to make a push. This is so hard for him right now, though. Tebble, the moment Tebble gets up, the push happens again. He needs to make several kills in a row to really turn this match around. Those fire minions are just so dangerous, and the Phoenix is already back down.
D1 has that 2-level advantage right now, which really could be the deciding factor, depending on how much health D1 has when they finally encounter each other again.
Interesting enough, though, D1 is not going to have room. Assuming that final item is going to be the Gem of Isolation, he is not going to have Errata Tahuti in his build at all.
But with that reflection, it might be the better choice, keeping Artemis slowed so she can't run away. I think Gem of Isolation might actually be the better choice there.
It's going to definitely help with a lot of utility in landing those basic attacks. We see Tebble's already taken down that jungle camp, gets the red buff. John's heading back. I don't know if he senses that maybe something's up, or maybe he just wants that way, but Tebble's back because John needs to force an encounter here. He's got a 3-level advantage. He needs to kill him here while the lane is still pushed and going into favor that's positive for his wave.
D1, once he has this wave of minions, he might be able to push Tebble down if he's patient enough to wait for them.
It's so hard. Look how back. All the minions are back there again. John needs to get in with the kill there. Lands the stun. John just backs out of it, uses the beads, going in for that to the skies. Tebble takes the opportunity to heal off of his own minions. And now John's going in, landing those basic attacks. John picking up a lot of minion aggro, going in, gets the kill. But right now, same situation. Fire minions everywhere. John doesn't have a way to really clear through them.
which is probably Tebble's saving grace right now. With Tebble constantly going down to D1, these fire creeps pushing and pushing, with Freya not really being able to take them down that well, is the only...
He actually has gone with the Rod to Hootie. He has decided to sell it completely and get that magical power. That might honestly, because of the push, that might be the better choice in this scenario. He needs to get rid of these fire minions as quickly as possible, and they are so hard. Even though Freya does this disgusting damage to a player, these fire minions are making it so hard for her to get anywhere. Tebble already back up, and the situation continues again. He's going to try to push. The situation's gained a little bit. The wave continues to get a little bit pushed more in John's favor, but it is still so hard for him to make a push here.
Oh, he's just going to go right in.
Going in for the push, doesn't get it. Tebble's going to heal up the minions, and the push right there. John goes down. The board blocks a couple of those shots. He's going for the... Oh, gets hit! John might have to go down here! Wow! That board blocked 2 of the shots! That would have killed Tebble right out. This is maybe going to be game here. John's down for another 45 seconds. That Phoenix is going down. He has got a wave behind him. I think Tebble might end up winning this game. Well, this is actually an interesting decision of his. I don't know what he's doing. That may have been taunting or stupidity, one or the other. But he has pulled the Titan out, and he is going to let his minions wrap it up, and now he's going to try to take down that Titan. This looks like it is going to be game. John's not up for another 20 seconds. Actually, the Titan's going to be retreating back into here. This is probably going to be it. Even if John gets back up, he's got so limited time to actually kill Tebble here.
Damn.
That is going to be it. No way can you say that John lost this match in the sense that he played poorly. He was spectacular. But Tebble came in, even though he was losing, went in with a push that was so strong, John just couldn't fight against it. Even though he got all the kills, there was just no way to stop that push.
That was such a good match. Both people played so well. Artemis, just as you said, has such a strong, powerful push with that harass, with the attack speed, and just how much damage. Freya could not match the push and could not keep those fire minions at bay. If Freya was able to control those fire minions any better, it would have been GG for D1.
Yeah, so applause to both of them. A great finale there between them. And now we're going to see what happens here in the losers bracket.